Now at this point you might well be wondering why we didn't put the handle, which is such a big important detail, into the master model. Well, as it turns out, we didn't need to, because all we need for the handle is this surface here and maybe this screw hole there. So why don't we go ahead and add the handle next. So first of all, I've got a bunch of surfaces showing in my glass carafe now that I would like to hide. See, if I open up my glass carafe part, when we imported that master form, it brings in all of the surfaces, and since we added a whole bunch of new surfaces, all of a sudden they're showing up in our part. So to hide them, I'm just going to expand my part within the context of my assembly, go down and just hide all of the surface bodies, because we don't have to look at them. And now let's go and add our handle. So I'm going to go Insert Component, insert a new part, just like we did before, click in the viewport, rename it to Handle, right-click, Save Part in External File, click OK, and now I can just go ahead and open that. Now we're in a blank part, Insert Part, and we should have three parts in here, our master form, our handle, and our glass carafe. We'll do our master form and click OK. We need surface bodies, and this time I also want to bring planes. We are going to need our planes this time. And now it's going to bring in everything. We got in all of our surfaces and all of our planes to work with. Great. So I just to be tidy, let's go ahead and hide most of this stuff. I'll hide all the planes so we don't have to look at them. And all I need is the carafe, I think, and the screw hole. That'll be helpful. And maybe we'll just show the metal band too. Why not? Okay, let's create a couple of planes. First of all, we need a plane that will define the width of our handle. So I'll take the right plane, hold the Control key, drag it over to duplicate it, and I just want to come over 0.5 inches. And it turns out we are still working in millimeters right now, so let's go ahead and make that change. Let's go Tools, Options, Document Properties, Units, Inches. And again, if you work in inches all the time, then you can set the default to be inches, but in this case, I work in millimeters most of the time. I'll call this handle width. And I need one other plane. That is going to be the back side of the handle. So let's take the front plane, hold the Control key, duplicate that back by 1 3/4 inches. Oops, 1.75. And we'll call this our handle base plane. So let's go ahead and show the right plane as well and start to work. First we're going to need a sketch with an arc on the right plane, something like so. I'm going to tack these end points down to the handle base plane by making them coincident. And I'll also grab the center point of my arc, make that coincident. So now we are just sitting right on that base plane. I'll set the radius of this to be 3.85 divided by 2. That should be about right. And let's make the top of it, let's just say the top of it is going to be coincident with the top of the metal band. So we'll just drill down into our master form document, choose the metal top band, and make it coincident. So this is where our handle is going to exist. Click OK. Now we just need to draw a couple of cross sections. My handle is arched at the top and flat at the bottom. The bottom one will be easy enough, so we can go ahead and do that. And let's see, let's do this. Make one side of this there we go. Make that a pierce relationship, and make the other side coincident with the handle width plane. That ought to do it. Oops. By the way, I just accidentally lost my model. It was way off in space somewhere. Let's see if I can get it out. And I didn't know where it was. It was blank screen. So to fix that, I hit the F key on the keyboard for fit, and that will put everything back where it ought to be. So let's go back to our base plane and sketch an arc this time. I want something like so. I'm going to take that point and this sketch and put that pierce relationship on them again. And I'm also going to add an extra line in here. It's going to be a horizontal line. I'm going to make it a construction line and then define it to be tangent with the arc. I'm also going to put a point along this arc and do the exact same trick that we used when creating the line to chop the metal band. I'm going to make that coincident with the outer plane so that I can extend this arc out beyond that plane a little bit. And I'm just going to define this point to be maybe 0.1 inches beyond that plane. So now we have almost fully defined. One more thing, need to define the arc height of this. And let's say that it is 0.135 inches. There we go. Now, I didn't make the bottom line extend beyond the outer plane, so let's fix that. I'm just going to drag it out beyond, make it go beyond by 1/10 of an inch. Perfect. So now we can go ahead and create our base surface. I'm going to hide these planes so we don't have to look at them anymore. And why don't I go ahead and hide the glass carafe as well. So let's go to our surface tools, and this time I'm going to choose lofted surface. I'm going to create a loft from here to here, and then as a guide curve use this center curve. So there we have it. We have a nice arced top and a flat bottom.